Surely it can't be true. A 100 megapixel 4/3 sensor? Really? Let's roll titles and find out. Well, hi YouTube, Brian James at Micro Four Thirds Guy with you once again, and a very short video because I'm absolutely stunned by this. I was looking on the DJI site at the specs for the new Mavic 4 drone which is coming out. I've been looking towards going on, maybe doing some drone work, and I thought, well, I'll just take an interest. And I knew that the Mavic 4 was coming out. And I looked down and it's got three different camera options, a wide, a normal and a telephoto option. The wide one being made by Hasselblad, so good stuff. And I mean, DJI is good stuff anyway. I'm using a DJI Pocket Pro 3 to do this video and I absolutely adore it. So I was looking at that and I saw something which really caught my eye. It's using a 4/3 sensor with an effective 100 megapixel resolution. Now I thought, that must be a misprint, I can't quite see that properly. And before anybody goes on, yes, I know this is a Micro Four Thirds channel, but the micro doesn't refer to the sensor size. It's the 4/3 that does the sensor size. The micro is just when you went from the 4/3 cameras onto the mirrorless, so you lost that bit of gap which was needed. It was a bigger cameras previously. We happened to have the whole sort of pentaprism idea on the top. So we're now talking about a 100 megapixel 4/3 sensor. So I was quite taken back by that. So I had a look on 4.3 Rumors, and big credit to 4.3 Rumors because there's usually something goes on there. And I saw, sure enough, there was an article on the Hasselblad the 4/3 sensor being 100 megapixel. Now, I know this is a drone, it's not a drone channel, but what does that mean to us? I've known that we've had 33 megapixel sensors out for some of the more specialist film cameras and things. But to see a 100 megapixel sensor, a 4/3 sensor, has really gripped my attention because the possibilities of this are amazing. Now, we've used 100 megapixel sensors in the past, insofar as moving the sensor around to get a multi sort of still, if you like, a high resolution still from both Olympus and Lumix. But to my mind, this is the first thing that I've actually seen about 100 megapixel being even possible on a 4/3 sensor. Now, I don't know if you've seen the articles on it. I don't know if you've seen the article on 4.3 Rumors. If you haven't, go and check it out. But I'm looking as to what this could do for us. Now, obviously, the pixel size is going to be minuscule. But that's not really a big issue to me. You know, we've got so much in the way of AI which can bring in up the images that we're getting to be fantastic quality, even when the source is maybe that little bit less than perfect. People have gone on about dynamic range on Micro Four Thirds cameras for years. But in truth, there's very, very little of a problem for normal shooting for Micro Four Thirds. But obviously we're having smaller landing zones. On a 4/3 sensor, you've got a physical size limitation. So basically, being that 2:1 aspect ratio, the landing zones are going to be tiny. But what it does give is some of that resolution. And because of that tiny sensor that we have, remember, we've got some advantages when it comes to things like the lenses. We're effectively using a double zoom lens, a double range lens. So in other words, if we're using 100mm on a full frame, it's equivalent to 200mm on 4/3. So what's this going to do insofar as nature photography? Because yes, you're going to have, we've already got the sort of the 600mm lens which goes to 1200. But if you start using that with a 100 megapixel sensor, the way that you can crop in with that now is phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. But my wondering is why they're using a 100 megapixel sensor on a drone anyway. If you think about it, for a 4K image, it's about an 8 megapixel picture. So even if you're going up to an 8K image, that's only taking it to what? It's 1632K, 32 megapixel. So what's with this? Is it just because this is the technology which is available? Could it be that they're looking towards future expansion? Where does the 100 megapixel come into it, and why use a 100 megapixel? I think this is a really interesting time because we all know that technology does move exponentially. What we can do now compared to 10 years ago is just unbelievable. But this is the next step which is going to be available to come down into the cameras themselves. I'd love to think so. I'd love to think that this would be a possibility. As I say, can you imagine being a nature photographer with a 1200mm lens on the front and then being able to crop in and crop in and crop in to that extent? Because currently we're talking about 25 megapixel being about the most. So you're talking 4 times that. To be able to crop in, you can take it down to a quarter that size and still have the resolution that we have on the best of the Mega Four Thirds cameras now. That's amazing. The problem I would have on that, of course, is because these landing zones are so small and our lenses are so small, the quality of the lens is going to have to go through the roof. The pro lenses that we have at the moment just aren't going to be able to resolve down to be able to give us the advantages for the 100 megapixel on such a small sensor. So let me know in the comments below. Is this interesting news to you? Is this the possible future for us, or is it just a pipe dream that we're living? And also, is this actually right? Because I'm taking it from hearsay. I'm looking at the site, the DJI site, and I'm looking at 4.3 rumors. But I mean, let's face it. If the manufacturer is going to be claiming that, who am I to doubt it? So could this be the future of Micro Four Thirds? Are we going into the high resolution age of Micro Four Thirds? Some step from the 12 megapixels we started with, and a huge step from the 20 megapixels, which I'm used to using and very, very happy with my G9 and EM1 Mark II. Let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the subscribe button if you would, because that really helps. The subscribe, the thumbs up and the bell really do give an advantage to the channel to spread the more and more people to see the videos. And if you want to leave me a cup of coffee, there's a buy me a coffee link down below, buymeacoffee.com/Brian James, or you can leave a super thanks if you want to. Either way is really appreciated because it does help the channel expand. And there's also, I'm going to do a video about this very, very soon. There's also some Amazon affiliate links, so if you do have an interest in buying some camera equipment, have a look down there, because that would help the channel without charging you a single penny extra. Anyway, till the next time, let me know in the comments below what you think. These people, by the way, just before I do, go on my wonderful Patreon patrons again, link down below. But till the next time, this is Brian James, that Mega Four Thirds guy, saying keep on having fun with your camera, keep on taking it out, and keep on trying to increase your megapixel count. Bye-bye.